Okay, so welcome back. Let's go ahead and take a look at the last tutorial of the chapter. Very quick. So this is a very short introduction to C-string. Just an introduction, keep that in mind. This is basically an array of type char. We can have arrays of all possible types. For example, you can have a float array, char array, int, short, double, bool, etc., and so on and so forth. If we have an array of type char, and if it is null terminated, that is the last position is basically the last position is this. Sorry, \0. So if this is the last position, then that array is called a C-string. So not string. This is not a string because we're not referring to the std : string, which is a class, but this will be a C-string. So let's have a look at how a C-string looks like. So, well, okay, there we go. Char str. I don't know. Let's say 6, and we shall initialize this. Now the initialization may be painstaking here, as we're gonna do it like this. So h e, I don't know, l, etc. Let's just reduce the size to 3. So 3 elements. I'm gonna leave it at that. However, so it's like 0, 1, 2, and here I have like, yep, this needs to be like 4. The last one shall be the null terminator. Okay, there we go. Just needed to count these in. So it has to end with \0 because it is a C string. Now let's go ahead and try and print this out and see what happens. I mean, I wanted to write like hello, and let's go ahead and write it. I just need like another L and another, and no, that's pretty much it. I don't know, I get lazy sometimes like this. It's incredible, and I just don't feel like doing it. But, oh well, let's make sense. I mean, I feel like doing a tutorial, but sometimes I make like stupid things, like create an array of 20 chars and then initialize them all manually. Like, not a pretty thing, not a comfortable thing to do. So std : cout str std : and l. There we go. So let's go ahead and run this. There we go. It says hello. As you can see, there is no null terminator here that is visible. And then we just go into the new line. Anyway, this here is mentioned just to show how a C string works. We won't talk about this particular type of a string. We won't talk about string in this chapter. But because they are arrays, I just wanted to mention them to learn how they are created and initialized. Later, we will talk more about the real C++ strings, or simply strings, from the string library. They are much more advanced and they are dynamic. They use dynamic allocation of memory. So this is a more advanced subject to which I shall come. The reason why we mentioned the string here is because it has a method, C_str, which returns a constant pointer to a C string. An array, so that would be a constant pointer to a C string, and this would be an array of characters that is terminated with a null character. So at some point of time, I do believe that I've mentioned C_str. Anyway, you might wonder yourselves, well, why is this? I mean, isn't this like a stupid way of doing things? Well, maybe. I don't know. But what I do know is that there are some functions later on from APIs, etc., that will only accept variables in form of C strings, which can be a little bit painful. So you do need to know what they are. I just wanted to mention them here briefly. And you've heard me mention words like dynamic and pointers and constant pointers and references, etc. All this we shall do here. I'm just throwing some small hints of what is to come as we're moving slowly and making our progression. I do need to explain the basic stuff. Without this, you will not be able to understand later on more complex things. Anyway, bid you farewell and hope to see you in the next chapter.